can you hear me? If you can find the blue stone located in the ruins, the gate will open. I know you can do it, Frogger. We all believe in you.
You will never be able to look me in the eyes and tell me with a straight face that you do not think Sunken Temple's music is incredible. Welcome back to part 6 of Frogger's Adventures The Rescue. Right now we're in the Sunken Temple, and holy crap, if the last world was my favorite because of the gameplay, this one is my favorite because aesthetically and, you know, music is just freaking incredible. It's so good. I love this world. Also, level 1 of this game is my favorite level. Just my favorite level of anything ever. Just in general, it's my favorite level. And, I'm such a dick rider, but, I just think it's so cool. This stage starts off normally, right? But once you get to this blue switch right there, the level essentially transforms into a completely new layout. But they don't really change much. All they did was elevate the water, like you'll see right here. Also, I like the way that blue stone looks. Look, all that's happening is that the platforms are being submerged in water. That's really all that's happening. But now suddenly, it's like a completely new level. Those little brown boxes that you might have thought were weird at first are now like elevated. It's so cool. It's so cool. And you can still see the bottom. Holy crap. You can still see all the shit you've cleared. It's so cool. I don't know. I'm such a dick rider, I know. But this level is just incredible. I love this world. And the music, again, the music is incredible. It's fucking avant-garde or whatever. So good. But yeah, I was gonna get into some shit. I don't even know. Oh yeah, the music. Yeah, just gotta harp in on the music because it's just incredible. Also, that was extremely close. I guess I should get into my GameCube story. Yeah, I'll get into my PS2 GameCube story. I used to have this game on PS2. I still remember buying it, actually. I went into my parents took me to a Sam's Club. I think it was a Sam's. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's the Sam's Club. You know, the one where all the white people and Indians shop. And they sell games there, kinda, sometimes, I guess. And I guess my parents just saw this game and thought, hey, you know, this would be pretty fun. We used to have a PS2 and they used to play it a lot. So yeah, they bought that. They bought Frogger's Adventures The Rescue, and eventually I started playing it, and eventually I started getting really into this game. Yeah. I used to never be able to get past the third world in the... None of us could get past the third level in the second world, but eventually I broke through somehow, and when I first saw the Wrecking Ball sub-boss, I was like baffled. I was like, what the heck? That's so crazy, right? And then I just kept playing through the game and I was like, a lava world, that's cool. A dinosaur world, whoa. And when I rode the dinosaur's head for the first time, I was in shock, dude. Holy crap, I was like dying, bro. It was so cool. And then the desert world scared me, but not like a monster type of scare. It's like I was like intimidated, like holy crap, I actually got this far. And then I got to the Sunken Temple, and of course back then I didn't think much of music, but I just always liked the way it looked. I kind of hated the other levels though, like the second and third level. They were annoying to me back then. Anyway, going through that middle path isn't gonna take you to the goal, but you'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine, because the monsters won't hurt you, but there's some collectibles there, so go for those if you want to. Anyway, Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this game. Unfortunately, I could never beat the final world, which is the one after this one. I always got stuck in level 1. Because, spoiler alert, level 1 is just a huge waiting game. And if you're not patient, you're gonna lose very often. And that, unfortunately, happened to me because when you're a kid, you're impatient as hell. At least that's how I was, anyway. But yeah, eventually around like 2008, 2009-ish, 2010-ish, I don't even remember. I think I was still a youngin'. I guess you'll hear more about it in the next stage. Part 2. Or level 2.
Ancient civilization. It seems that they were using and thriving on powers we know nothing about today. The ruins you're in right now are what is left of the civilization. The energy they thrived on made the very weapon that destroyed them. The same mistake must not be repeated, Frogger. We must save Lily and stop the ultimate weapon.
By the way, quick heads up, if you grab that coin right there with your tongue, you're gonna be locked out of a coin bonus later on, so just keep that in mind. Just do it at your own risk. Also, I used to be more of a Sunken Temple 1 kind of a guy, but over the years, or recently anyway, Sunken Temple 2 has really grown on me, like really grown on me. This track is awesome. I didn't take a whole lot of time to show it off, but you know what? I have extended versions of Sunken Temple 1, 2, and 3 on my channel, so if you want to listen to that, you can head over to my Frogger music playlist. Oh boy. Anyway, this is what I was talking about back in part 4, when I said that they don't really make use out of the whole obstructing enemy paths. This is kind of what I was alluding to. I would really like to give credit to the Frogger makers, Frogger developers, because this is essentially what World 4 was teaching us about obstructing enemy paths. But this one's kind of different. In the other one, you were obstructing an enemy path so you could pass through a platforming section. In this one, you're changing the enemy's directions so you can guide them into a cage so you can advance. Yeah, if you guide them into the cage, oh shit. Be careful. If you guide them into a cage, an object will appear so you can advance. As much as I want to give them credit, I do feel like these sections were created independently just because they both play the same, but they both have different objectives. Like I said before, the one in World 4 was to make a clear path for you. The other one is to guide them, and this one is to guide them into a cage. So I don't think it's exactly the same thing, unfortunately, as much as I like to give them credit. Obviously, you would know if you've been watching this entire Let's Play, I am sort of a dick rider for this game. This section right here. This section always stumps me. Yeah, I always take my time because it's kind of difficult for me to remember. Well, it's not difficult for me to remember. I'm sure I could if I wanted to. It's just sometimes it gets to my head, you know. But overall, it's not too bad. I used to trick myself, thinking that I needed to go down south into the yellow platforms. That you'll be able to see them soon enough, but. No, you actually have to go towards that tongue thing to your right. Yeah, or to Frogger's left, whatever. So just be wary of that. You're not trying to get down there to the south, left. You're trying to go to the right, where those tongue things are. Anyway, back to my GameCube, or my Frogger story. I tried beating it, but obviously I never could. And then in 2010 or 9ish, my father thought it was a good idea to give our PS2 to some guys, to some friends he knew. You know, you try to You know, my dad, I love my dad, he's great, but, you know, he's kind of like a dinosaur when it comes to these sorts of things. He always tells me, hey, son, we should give our PS2, because you have a PS3, or we have a PS3, and I'll just buy you all of these games on PS3. And I'm trying to tell my dad, it's like, Dad, we don't have a PS3 with PS2 compatibility. And he's like, okay, then we'll just buy the PS3 versions. And I'm just trying to tell him, Dad, there are no PS3 versions of these games. At least not all of them. Definitely not Frogger's Adventures the Rescue. I would kill for like an HD collection. But yeah, I'm just sitting there trying to tell him, Dad, there's no PS3 version. Stop. Why are you doing this? And he's like, Son, you need to think about others, right? Others don't have PS2s. You gotta think about them. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I was really sad because there's a lot of PS2 games that I really liked. This one in particular, Pac-Man World Rally. I was a big fan of the Pac-Man World series, but over the years, I've just found it so hard to play any one of them. And that includes World 2 for any of you. For any of you that think Pac-Man World 2 is a masterpiece, I don't see how Pac-Man World 2 is a masterpiece. I think the later worlds in that game suck. Actually, I shouldn't say later worlds. It's just I don't know, they're so awkward to play through. I don't know, I would need to like sit down and review the game. But I have no patience for that game, so that probably will never happen. Anyway, we have another puzzle here, where we have to guide the enemies, but it's no biggie. Just watch out for those things. Every once in a while they'll shoot a spark of electricity. You just have to be careful not to be touching it. You can touch the road all you want, it's just the spark you can't touch. So yeah, you should be fine. So he gives away our PS2, and then for like, I've always had a Wii, right? Like, I guess I shouldn't feel too bad because I still had my PS3 and my Wii. Although there have been moments when my father tries to get rid of those too for some reason. I don't know. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's a double-edged sword because, again, I love my father. Not trying to harp on him too much, but he tries to be nice to other people, right? And I can totally understand him wanting to give stuff to like friends and like relatives especially, because they live in a country where it's not so easy to make money, I guess, I don't know. And so they don't have a lot of stuff to entertain themselves with except like their imagination. So yeah, they don't get to have these things a lot. And I totally get it. But at the same time, you really need to start taking like me into account, because I really like this shit. And for my father to just walk in on me and say, hey, we're giving this shit away, it's like, no, get out of here. You didn't even ask. I mean, like, he just told me he was gonna give the PS2 away, right? He didn't ask me if I wanted to give the PS2 away. And if he did ask, he would have tried and guilt trip me. It's so scummy. But you know what? If we lived in a perfect world, we'd all have PS2s. Not that that's an excuse for using scummy tactics, you know. That's definitely not an excuse. But you know what? I don't want to say it is what it is. I don't want to say forgive and forget, because that's just sort of a dumb mentality for me, but it's been a while. And fortunately the PS2 is the only console he ever gave away. And then recently, around 2014, I think, it was 2014 or 13, I honestly can't remember. For some reason, I just remembered this game, and I found out that there is indeed a GameCube version, and I told myself, you know what, I need the GameCube version, I want to play this game again. I always kind of fret playing these games when I haven't played them for a long ass time, because I'm just kind of scared that they're not going to be as good as I remember them. But truthfully, this is one of those games that I think truly does stand the test of time. It's incredible. I honestly, I'm dick riding again, but I am in love with this game, bro. I want to make sweet love to this game. That's what I'm saying. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Anyway, that's level 2. I get into level 3 later on.
Once activated, the ultimate weapon will launch into space with Miss Lily and aim at its targets from there. If we don't stop it before blastoff, we'll lose our chance to save Lily. You've got to give it your all.
Notice how grim and foreboding the music becomes all of a sudden. Like level 1 and level 2 are really like relaxed and chill or whatever, and then level 3 just comes in and it's very sunken. It's very oh yeah, I died twice by the way, lol. So I just cut that out because I know how to edit. Alright? I know how to edit. Anyway, level 3 is very foreboding in its music, and you know what? It's kind of cool. I just think it would have been a little cooler if it played up to it a little bit. I don't know, maybe have like a little section in level 2's music where it becomes a little grim all of a sudden. But then again, level 2's music is like perfect, so who cares? It's whatever at the end of the day. Oh, let's see, there are these hammers, there are these hammer enemies. Be wary, their hammers are, the hitbox on their hammers are larger than it seems. And it takes a little while for them to fully raise their hammers. Anyway, now we're doing something else with the pillars. And this is why I think the levels were created, or the whole enemy blocking stuff shit was created independently from one another. Is because this world has a massive focus on pillars in levels 2 and 3. So I think what they were going for is that they were just trying to experiment with the pillars in this world. And in level 2 of Sunken Temple, what they ended up thinking of just happened to appear similar to the shit in World 4. So yeah, that's another reason I think it's coincidental, if anything. But yeah, we'll see a lot of puzzles like those, and it's not just button pressing. You'll see a lot more. Actually, now that I think about it, there is a section in World 4 Level 2 where you... Holy crap, I might be dead wrong about this. There is a section in the dinosaur world where you move a platform towards a button, just like here. Holy crap. Wow. I think I might need to give these creators even more credit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Honestly, I don't know. I could make a fucking video essay on Frogger's Adventures and why it's so genius. But whatever. Video essays are dumb. I'm just kidding. They're not dumb. I just don't like them. I can't stand the jazz hop or the chill hop, whatever it's called, that they constantly use. That's one thing. And also the artsy fartsy thumbnails. But you know what? I don't wanna brew some tea, as the kids say. Here's a coin bonus. It's not too terribly hard. The first coin I grabbed is not necessary for that coin bonus. Obviously, mine popped off before I got the last coin there. So yeah, don't worry about it. This section right here is nowhere near as difficult as I initially ever thought it was. When I was a kid, I was dumb. I never used my brain. So I thought this was the hardest shit in the world, right? And it usually takes me a while to figure it out, but for some reason I was able to snap to the solution like pronto. Again, I got really lucky during this LP. I did a lot of things right, and because of I'm just proud. Yeah, screw you, Let's Play Curse. But yeah, it's good shit. I like it. This puzzle's, again, I want to say it's pretty challenging, but again, look at how easily I'm beasting this. I'm on X Games modes, you could say, but whatever. The puzzle's almost done. Obviously, you need to put those pillars there on the stones or on the switches so you can activate the 4 pillars that you need to step on in order to grab the switch. No biggie, no biggie. And just to end off my GameCube, I keep calling it my GameCube story. Jesus, what the hell? When I reunited with this game, I had some friends. I tried introducing them to this game, but for some reason they just never latched onto it. Which, you know what? That's fine. I gave them a chance, and they don't want to experience this game. That's completely fine. I'm sure they have better stuff to do. Obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and tie them to a chair and tell them you need to play this fucking game. No, that's not me. I gave them a chance, but you know. So yeah, I tried to do that a lot, but it never panned out. But it's okay, because I still have the game to myself. Can play it anytime I want. It's freaking awesome. And yeah. Boss battle time.
Frogger, do you copy? We've disabled all the traps. Your sector is the only one left. Now listen up, Frogger. Evil can never defeat good. Do you know why? That's because evil destroys everything, even itself. Dodge the projectiles that come at you and fit them into the holes with the matching colors. If you could do that, you'll see the defense system destroy itself. Hurry, and don't let me down.
Alright, boss battle time. Let's see. Oh, this boss is incredible. It's nowhere near as good as the pyramid boss. Well, I shouldn't say nowhere near as good. That sounds kind of rude. Yeah, rude to the video game. Okay. Yeah, good job. But yeah, this boss is incredible. As you can see, he's gonna get rid of some platforms. That's one of his attacks. And another one of his attacks here is where he drops these little stone things. I'll get into those later because they're, I think the dick riding again. They did a really good job with the placement of those pillars. And then here's his third attack, and this is how you damage him. Every once in a while, the boss will send a stone at you. Your objective is to dodge it. However, your second objective, and your primary objective, is to make sure the stones go back into their proper tentacle. Once they go back into their proper tentacle, the boss will somehow damage itself, and that tentacle is out of play. The tentacles themselves don't move any farther than they do here. They don't attack you. The stones do, but the tentacles themselves don't. So you should be fine. Excuse me. Obviously now he's bringing out more shit like these little shocky platforms and these just changing the layout. The layout is always set, so just be wary of that. It just gets progressively more challenging to navigate through it. And that's kind of what I like about this boss battle. It's very fun coming up with a safe route on the fly, getting to a safe space. It's pretty cool shit, I like it. And you know, just guiding it into the tentacle just feels so satisfying in my opinion. Just seeing it lock up like that and its eyeball like just... It's so good. It's very cool. It's very cool. Alright, so here's what I was talking about with these pillars. These pillars are so... Oh, the placement of them is just so good. Never once have I ever had a death to those pillars that was never my fault. Even when the second set of pillars drops, there is always a tile you can turn to. If you feel like you're trapped, or if you feel like you're gonna have an unfair death, that's on you, alright? That's on you not knowing how to traverse this area. Because there is always a safe space to turn to. And I just think that's so cool. I don't know, I feel like if this was any other game, Well, not any other, but if this was a game where the developers didn't care, they probably would have just said fuck it and dropped pillars via RNG. And that can lead to some unfair deaths, and that's pretty dumb. So yeah, I just think that's kind of cool. See, like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces I could have turned to. Right where I was standing anyway, and that's cool. Anyway, we're down to 2 tentacles, not too bad, not too bad. The music is alright. Not a particularly big fan of the boss music in this game. It's okay, but it's very fun to listen to while you're doing the boss battles. This one especially. But, nothing beats the stage music in my opinion. I don't have an extension of this one. I don't even have an extension of the entire game soundtrack because that would just take forever. I just have the entire Sunken Temple world, for starters. And then I have Forgotten Island 1, which is awesome. I'm trying to think what else I have. At least that I have uploaded. I have some of the minigame music uploaded. Spoiler alert, there's a minigame mode in this game. It's fun, but I'll say this. It's fun, but it's definitely no Mario Party. But at the same time, it kind of sucks because I've never seen anyone show off the extras in this game. So, spoiler alert, I made an extras video about this game. And I'm essentially just gonna go into the minigames and shit like that. Because again, it's so displeasing to see that no one has shown off the bonus content. I get that it's not very interesting or that it's very fun to you, but at the same time, like, come on. It's stuff you gotta show off, my man. You gotta show that shit off, my lads. But, whatever. We're at the end of the boss. I've defeated the tentacle monster. And in the next part, we will be heading towards the final world in this game. Yeah, the final world. Our adventure is almost over. Also, I love that little graphic right there. And those rising platforms are amazing. But yeah, that's the end of Frogger's Adventures The Rescue, Part 6. I will see you all in Part 7. Take it easy. Enjoy the cutscene.
Frogger, keep your chin up. We're first. As long as someone is in need of our help, we'll never give up.
Wait! You guys are right. Let's do it!
We'll use the 4 space stations as a shield while we approach the ultimate weapon with our ship. Each one of us will sneak into a space station and change its course. Those remaining on the ship will analyze the weapon as each space station approaches.
Don't worry, Lily. I'm coming to save you!